reality and vibrational reality. Interesting, isn't it? And what's the criteria of reality for most people? It's what I can see. It's what other people agree on. This is reality. It's the polls we take. It's the history that's written. That was reality. But vibrational reality is every bit as substantial. And when you know it, but you are using the lens to interpret it, which is your emotion, rather than the physical senses. You need eyes to see stuff and ears to hear stuff. But you don't need those physical senses to understand what's in the vortex. And when you no longer try to see or hear or smell in the vortex, but you just feel, now you spend more time in the vortex, and then the vortex must reveal itself to you in a way that all of your physical senses can then interpret it. That's the best way of saying that. I'm in the vortex. I love being in the vortex. I'm mostly in the vortex. There's just this one thing that throws me out. Can we talk about that? Why? Why would you ever talk about the thing that throws you out? Why not just let it die of its own lack of attention? Because you see, you think that cleaning up all the issues is the goal. It isn't. Getting in the vortex is the goal. Because the solution to that issue is already in the vortex. So if you disregard the issue or the problem, and you just use any excuse in the world to get in the vortex, now you just rendezvous with solutions. Shouldn't I talk about things that are real? Yeah, if you want them, you want to keep them close to you, talk about them. But if they're annoying or troubling or painful or anything unpleasant, then let it go. Easy for us to say. And you know why you feel so bad when you think about it? Because you go there and your inner being doesn't. So you know what the issue is? The issue isn't what you think it is. The issue is, I go places that I don't take my inner being. That's the only issue. That's the only issue. Let's flesh that out. Let's make that fun and real. Abraham, there are lots of things I think about where my inner being goes, and oh, it's so fun. I feel so tuned in. But there's this one subject that my inner being won't go with me. And I'd like to talk about that now. Interesting, isn't it? In other words, it's just you finding a way to think of something in a way that your inner being doesn't. So if you want to soothe it, you can think what you think and then think, oh, my inner being must think the opposite of that. But that's the hard way, because when you're thinking what you're thinking and wondering if your inner being is thinking the opposite of that, you don't have access to what your inner being thinks about it. So it's just a cycle that just keeps you down on that subject. There are people who would say, Abraham, you are delusional, or you are teaching him to put his head in the sand. We say, no, get your head out in the sun. Just think about things that feel good when you do. There is no issue worth sacrificing the vortex for. Have you ever been trying to go to sleep and you really want to go to sleep because you have something that you need to do in the morning, and then you find yourself starting to think about something that you know will keep you awake if you think about it, and you think, oh, I don't want to think about that. Well, this is the same sort of thing. In other words, it's like, I don't want to go there. Do you ever get together? It's usually with family members who know stories about you that you just assume they didn't talk about in front of these new people that are eating with you. And when you start to see the conversation even move slightly in the vicinity of that subject, you try to steer it far away from that subject. You know what we're talking about. You know how to guide thoughts. You know how there are things that you might say that you know would activate a thought, which would activate a thought and take you right down that road. You know what they are. We're just talking about directing your mind to your advantage, you see. And it's always your advantage to move in the direction of the vortex. And it's always your disadvantage to move in opposition to it. And once you've got that down, then everything else is simple. We know what's going on. And we know what's in your vortex. And we know that your desire is strong enough, and we know that your confidence in what we teach is strong enough. We knew that you would have the willpower with our suggestion to not go there for now. And we knew that there was no greater conversation that we could have than for you to resist the temptation of something that usually calls you and to stay in the vortex anyway. And there is not a person in this room who doesn't have something that they would like to talk about that they know darn well is out of the vortex. In other words, everybody relates, don't you? Don't you? In fact, some of them are still wondering why we were unwilling to go there. And a lot of people are rethinking raising their hands. And commonly, it's annoying for someone like you to withstand our determination and receive the benefit of maintaining the vibration to the best of your advantage, only to hear us later let someone talk about some issue. Don't let that annoy you. Because this was about you and us. In other words, this was about who we know you to be and what we know to be of the greatest advantage, because words don't teach. Words don't teach. But you'll never forget this. So, as we've been talking about this vortex, we love this analogy because as you are knowing what you don't want and knowing what you do want and setting forth all of this, we've been saying for years that when you ask, it is given, and contrast causes you to ask. That's those rockets going forward. And we've been saying for years that when you ask, that source answers, and that's source becoming an immediate vibrational match because source has no resistance to what you've asked for. And then the third part of the three-step process is you have to become a match. You have to allow yourself to be vibrationally up to speed, which means to be vibrationally absent of resistance, in order to have the full manifestation of what you are wanting. So now, in this leading edge discussion that we were having just now, we're saying to you that when you're up to speed with who you are, you're in the vortex. And when you're in the vortex, the problem does not feel like a problem. And why does the problem not feel like a problem when you're in the vortex, even before the solution has completely manifest? Because when you're in the vortex and therefore up to speed with the solution and therefore up to speed with all that you are and therefore non-resistant to what you want, now you're in the place of allowing the manifestation. Now, humans have this habit, we love you very much, of not wanting to feel the success of something until it manifests. It's like, show me the money, then I'll be glad. Show me my lover, and then I'll be glad. Show me the evidence of good things, and then I'll be happy. So most people stand outside the vortex most of the time and let what's happening in their experience dictate where their vibration is. So you let reality train your vibration. Now we want to say reality is magnificent, the reality that you live, because it is the bouncing off place. It's what's putting all of this expansion over there. But you all are so over excited about perusing and documenting and discussing reality that you hold yourself for inordinate amounts of time in vibrational concert with, from our perspective, what was, instead of with what is. And the emotion that you feel is because you're not up to speed with who you are, with what is, with what is, with what is. When you ask for money, that money is. And when you keep bemoaning the fact that you don't have it in your bank account, you deprive yourself of the vibrational alignment with the money that is, and you don't let it manifest. And it would manifest. It would manifest fast if you'd stop doing that thing you're doing that is keeping you from the discovery of the path to the manifestation of the very thing that you're asking for. That was as clear as we've ever said it. Did you get it? You are the creator of your reality, but even more pointedly, you are the creator of you. And the you that is in this vortex. Now, this is where it gets fun, because as we talk about this you want to talk about the you that you can see. You look around at each other and you say, hey, you, hey, you, hey, you, hey, you. And we say, no. You. It's this you. It's this you. It's this you that we want you to look at. That you is old news. That you is the creator of this you, but this you in the vortex is who you really are. And the reason that it's so important for you to know it is because this is who you really are, and this is dominantly how you really feel. And if you in your physical body, you don't let yourself be up to speed with who you really are, then you feel the discord of that resistance, and then you don't let yourself be you, and then you don't feel good. This will make a really good audio, won't it? A really good audio tape. Well, at least those listening in won't see us pointing at the floor. So you get that, don't you? What is a feeling of satisfaction? Satisfaction is life causes me and my physical body to expand. And I felt the discord of the expansion briefly, but because I care about feeling good, I've trained myself to follow the trail of good feeling thoughts. So I reach more optimistically. I reach more hopefully. I tell better feeling stories, and I've trained myself into positive expectations. So I'm following the trail of the new idea, and so I feel satisfied because I'm moving in the direction of who I am. And as I do that, the vortex, this powerful law of attraction vortex, is calling all cooperative components. And because I'm optimistic and hopeful, I'm a pretty cooperative component, and so I'm being pulled in the direction of it by this powerful law of attraction, and I'm feeling the satisfaction. Satisfaction is the opposite of resistance. The feeling of satisfaction is like anti-frustration. It's like evidence of going in the direction of who I am, while frustration is evidence of holding back and not going. So satisfaction is the feeling that I'm on the right track. Jerry and Esther will be having a conversation, and Esther will say, "Ooh, tell me more. Keep talking about this. I like how this feels." This is a satisfying conversation because the conversation is causing her to focus and therefore allow law of attraction to draw her closer. Satisfaction is coming into harmony with who you are. And satisfaction can be long before, like the day before or the week before the manifestation. But if you're hung up on not feeling satisfied till you see the manifestation, can you see the trouble you caused yourself? If you could be satisfied with the emotion and not need the manifestation, outside the vortex or in your physical reality, you see things, you hear them, you translate vibration into what you see and what you hear and what you smell and taste and touch. In other words, this tactile experience is pleasing in all of those ways. But if you become someone who needs to be able to see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it before you feel satisfaction, you're holding yourself way back. You're slowing yourself way down. If you can just hear this one little piece where we're encouraging you to feel the satisfaction, let's take it further. Satisfaction and relief are sort of the same feeling, aren't they? Satisfaction and relief are both indicators that I've deactivated the resistant part of my vibration, and therefore I'm allowing Source to call me to the completion of what? Completion is not the right word because there is no ending, but to the clicking into place with what? With the manifestation? Eventually. But Source isn't giving you your thrills. You're not feeling your emotions because of manifestation. You're feeling your emotions because of vibrational alignment. And that's what we want you to leave this gathering hooked on. We want you to leave this gathering so intent on feeling the satisfaction of vibrational alignment that you could say and really mean, the manifestation is really secondary to me. The satisfaction of getting into the vortex and clicking into who I am is what rings my bells. It's what floats my cork. It's what I'm into. I'm hooked on the vortex. I'm hooked on